Hello everyone, I think we are live. I hope your cat went well. Akohu Venkata Saikiran, hello. Hi everyone. So I will not take much of your time. Today we will do 10 questions. Some of them are difficult, moderate to difficult questions, others are easy. It will be a fun session. Let's solve a few questions together. I also wanted to share that you can go to cracku.in/live to attempt these questions live, right? You might need to sign in, but you can attempt these questions there. Okay. Those of you who have joined in, like this stream so that it can reach out to more people, so that more people can join us. For those of you again who can join this session through this link, you can also go there because you can attempt the questions there. Next, I would just like to share that we have launched our XAT 2026 crash course, just as usual, just like last year. It will be a great sort of course for you if you're trying to crack XAT. We have mocks, we have the entire course. There are many things in CAT that are not there in there. There are many things in XAT that are not there in CAT, right? Consider trigonometry and so on. So all of these lessons are available in this course. So for those of you who wish to crack that, you can actually subscribe to our course. We have one of the top, some of the top faculties, and one of our alumni of IIM Ahmedabad have been the first ranker in the set, and I'm sure you are aware of that. So you can subscribe to the course. We can, I think, we have enough people here to start. Okay, let me just answer a few of your questions. Ashutosh says, just came to thank Cracku. I scored 79 raw score and revision playlist helped a lot. Not giving that, thanks. So it's fine if you're not taking that. If you have time, if you can prepare for it, then that's fine as well. But I'm happy that you scored 79. That's a great score. Analytical analysis says, sir, geometry कैसे करूँ? I try to question solve नहीं होते. Geometry, I think you should start with the basics. You should start with proving theorems, learning what theorems exactly say. Think of geometry as something that actually makes you think of shapes in terms of possibilities. What kind of shapes are possible and what kind of shapes are not possible. One thing leads to another. For example, if you have a 3, 4, 5 triangle, there's only one way to construct a 3, 4, 5 triangle. There's no other way to construct a 3, 4, 5 triangle. So you can think of it like that. So geometry, you can think of it as visual restrictions that or visual restrictions that actually set some frames and not others. And based on that, you can actually get a good grasp of how or good feel of what geometry is like. Try to remember theorems and try to practice questions, and that will be very helpful. Right? Vipul asks, where is Maruti sir? Maruti sir, I think we'll have again sessions from Monday. So stay tuned for that. Jais says 27, 36, 39, 102. Any suggestion for GDPI? We have just launched a GDPI sort of, we have just partnered with My Prep Zone to launch our own GDPI course. So I can only recommend that. So you can go for it. And again, that is a really great score, Jayesh. 102, 27, 36, 39 is a great score. Scoring 62, but only 4 in VARC and CAT. 4 in VARC, that's not great. I think, again, you can consider that. That's one more reason to actually give your best to that. Navadeep, I'm so sorry, I don't actually understand Telugu. Anshika is asking, sir, how is that in level of difficulty in comparison to CAT? Since it will be my first attempt and CAT didn't go as planned, how much is the QA percentage? So although I can't really comment much on difficulty level, because the difficulty level are not really that different, but the types of question are very different. So in VARC, the questions are very different in XAT as compared to CAT, and this becomes even more apparent in QA. So this year's QA was, I would say, much more close to XAT. In CAT, the CAT QA this year was very close to XAT in that the questions were very lengthy and they required you to do some calculations, and there might be some for example, in slot 3 there was a question on subscriptions or payments or something like that. I don't exactly remember, but that required you to do a lot of calculations. So that is kind of like that. There is a lot of calculation involved. So some of those questions we will do. So I would not really comment on difficulty much, but I would say that the questions are very different. So it makes sense for you to solve questions that are more that are closer to Z questions, right? Amna is saying, sir, my CAT didn't go well. So shall I prepare for CAT 2026 with very good preparation? Amna, I can't really suggest that you should prepare for CAT 2026, but if you have good circumstances, if you have good profile, if you are sure you will, if you don't have gap years, for example, if you are sure that you will perform better the next year, then you can definitely go for CAT 2026. There's no harm in that. Imagine I am says, sir, I got 66, 29, 15, 20, 22 raw score, but Cracku calculator is showing 93 percentile. Isn't it too low? Or maybe I'm just coping. Well, first of all, these are just estimates that we are providing. Secondly, scaling might be slightly different. The actual scaling might be slightly different. So if it is showing 93 percentile, maybe you can hope for 95, getting a 95 percentile as well. But of course, it is not too far off either, right? You can't really say that it will go up to 97 or 98 if it is showing 93. That is too far-fetched. So I can say that it is still an estimate. It can't be very accurate, but it still provides you with a good range to expect, right? Darkman is saying is not showing. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Samraki is saying, is Z quant tougher or easier than CAT quant? I would say in some aspects it can get tough. For example, if you're not familiar with trigonometry, then it can be tough to actually understand what is going on in that area. In other aspects, it might be different, but I would say it is almost the same level or slightly difficult in some areas than as compared to CAT. But again, some questions are still there. There are sitters, right, that you can attempt. So I got only 26 in CAT slot 3. I have low confidence that I can code this. Can I code this time? 26 CAT slot 3. So if 26 is the overall score, that is definitely a low score. So that is one more reason to actually try for other sort of OMATs, other management interest tests, and that is a good option in that regard. So you should prepare hard for that instead of being too worried about your CAT score. Cracku showing around 94 percentile, 997.5 GNM, CFA L1 cleared. Is SPGen call possible? SPGen call possible based on profile, I think. 997.5. SPGen really sort of considers consistency in scores in 10th, 12th and graduation scores to be very important. So 997.5 I would say is slightly off. If it was 998, then it would have been better. But again, since you have CFA L1 cleared and you are getting a decent percentile, if not great, you are also a non-engineer, so there are also diversity points involved. So I think you have an okay chance for SPGen profile based call. There might be, since your percentile is not that bad either, you might get the merit based call as well. So I got only 26 CAT slot 3. I have low confidence. Can I cope this time? I think I already answered this. Dropping off CAT for just another MBA college isn't worth it, right? So would you suggest to give another CAT attempt or go for XAT Math? Another MBA college isn't worth it. I'm not really sure whether I understand the first part of your query, which is dropping off CAT for just another MBA college isn't worth it. But I would definitely suggest that you go for OMATs, and if you think your profile is good, if you think there is good scope for improvement, you can go for another year as well. Okay, I think the next thing we will do is a question. I will answer two of your queries more, and then we will start doing the questions. Okay, the first question is slightly tough, so bear with me. I will give you 3 minutes 20 seconds. Try to solve it, and all the best for that. I said I'm unable to join in live session from Cracku website. Is this session only available? Done. Um. Okay, I think we are live. Okay, I will not answer any more queries. Just try to solve this question. You have 3 minutes. I will start the timer on my phone. Okay, the timer is already over in this software. Okay, solve this question. Am I saying it's PYQ? Yes, it is PYQ. Try to solve this. Has and Shrey has already answered this. I will not really reveal the answer, but it's good you guys have already solved it. Let's see. You have 1 more minute to go. Navdeep is asking for Telugu explanation. Navdeep, I don't really have that. I hope it's fine to not for me to not be speaking Telugu. Um, Samragi is saying, please take algebra, geometry, trigonometry, and number system marathons too in upcoming days for that. Would be really helpful. Okay, Samragi, we'll work on that. Okay. Thanks for your feedback. We'll try to sort of do more of these marathons in the upcoming week. Okay. So I think that is enough time. We should start solving the question. We have already lost much time. The question says, there are 5 dustbins along a circular path at different places. Ramesh takes multiple rounds of the path every morning, always at the same speed. He noticed that it took him a different number of steps to walk between any 2 consecutive dustbins. So if it is taking him a different amount of time, different number of steps to walk from walk between consecutive dustbins, then what that means is that the consecutive dustbins are all at different lengths. So let's read further. Ramesh also noticed that starting from any of the dustbins, it took a minimum 800 steps to reach every second dustbin. On the other hand, starting from any of the dustbin, it took a maximum 1260 steps to reach every third dustbin. If Ramesh's one step is 0.77 meter and the width of the path is negligible, which of the following can be the radius of the circular path? So let's first draw the circular path itself. So let's say this is the circular path, and let's take 5 dustbins, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's take these 5 dustbins and in the distance between these dustbins, let's call this distance A, this distance B, this distance, let's call this distance C, let's call this distance D, and this one E. Okay. Now we are told that there is a circular path. There are 5 dustbins. The distances between 2 consecutive dustbins are never the same. So there are distinct lengths between those between any 2 consecutive dustbins. And we are further told that the distance between any 2 dustbins. So assume I'm here. The next dustbin is over there, and the next dustbin to that is over there. So the dustbin that is 2 away from me, the first dustbin, the neighboring one, and the next one. So the next one, the second neighboring one, the second neighboring dustbin is at least 800 steps away, from my current location. So that is what I am told currently, that between any 2 dustbins, between any 3 dustbins, the minimum distance is at least 800. So it took a minimum of 800 steps to reach every second dustbin. So every second dustbin, the neighboring one and the second one. So to reach every second dustbin, it takes at least 800 steps. Again, we are also told that if Ramesh's one step is 77 meter, so one step is equal to 77 meter, 800 steps will be equal to 800 times 77, 0.77, which is nothing but 8 times 77. 8 7s are 56, carry 5. 56 plus 5 is 61, 616 meters. Right? Again, 8 times 77 is, let me do this from the calculator, 616. Then we also have, it took a maximum of 1260 steps to reach every third dustbin. So there is a neighboring dustbin, there is the next one, the second one, and this is the third one. So between me, which is my current position, where there is a dustbin beside me, and the third dustbin from me, the maximum possible distance is 1260 steps. 1260 steps is equal to 1260 times 0.77, which is 126 times 7.7. which is 970.2 meters. Okay, we are told that the minimum distance between the second dustbin from me is 800. So consider the second dustbin, the lengths of second dustbin. What are these lengths? These lengths are A plus B, right? If you are here, and the second dustbin is, this is the first one, this is the second one, the third one. the minimum distance between the first one and the third one is equal to a plus b. The minimum distance between the second one and the fourth one is equal to b plus c, then c plus d, then d plus e, not plus, then d plus e, and the last one is e plus a. We are told that this out of all of these 5 distances, the minimum is 800. The minimum of all of these is 800. Then we are told that the distance between any 3 consecutive ones, not any 3, but the third one. So if my dustbin is here, the neighboring one is the first one, then comes the second one, and then comes the third one. So the maximum distance between me and the third dustbin from me is 1260 steps, which is 970.2 meters. Let me write this in terms of meters. This is 616. And the maximum of a plus b plus c, b plus c plus d, c plus d plus e, d plus e plus f, not f, a, because we are from after e, the a will come again, right, because it is a circle. Then e plus a plus b, that's it. The maximum of all of these is equal to 970.2 meters, right? Now if you look, if you are looking at all of these, if you are looking at the first one, this is the first equation, this is the second equation. If you are looking at the first equation, a plus b, b plus c, c plus d, d plus e, and e plus a, all of them are greater than or equal to 616. All of them are greater than or equal to 616, which means if we add all of these, we should get greater than or equal to 5 times 616, because they are 5 different quantities. So a plus b from 1, this is from 1, plus b plus c, plus c plus d, plus d plus e, plus e plus a. This is greater than or equal to 5 times 616, because they are 5 different quantities. All of them are greater than or equal to 616. Therefore, the sum of all of them will be greater than or equal to 5 times 616. This will give us 2 times a plus b plus c plus d plus e, because a is coming twice, b is coming twice, c is coming twice, e is coming twice, and therefore we can write this whole sum as 2 times a plus b plus c plus d plus e. This is greater than or equal to 5 times 616, which is, let's just write as it is. This means a plus b plus c plus d plus e is greater than or equal to 5 times 616 over 2. This means this is greater than or equal to, now what is a plus b plus c plus d plus e? A plus b plus c plus d plus e is the total length of the circular track, the circular sort of path, the route. Let's call this total length as p for perimeter, right? This p is greater than or equal to 308 times 5, which is 1540, right? This is the first sort of conclusion that we got. Then we have the second equation. So from first we got this conclusion. From the second one we can do the same thing. From 2 we have a plus b plus c plus b plus c plus d plus c plus d plus e plus d plus e plus f plus e plus f, not a, f, it should be a, and lastly e plus a plus b. Again we have 5 different quantities, is equal to or not equal to, but greater than or equal to, not, this is the max one, right? Not greater than or equal to, this should be less than or equal to, right? So this should be less than or equal to, because this is the maximum sort of distance between the third dustbin and the current dustbin. This is less than or equal to 5 times, what is the length? The length is 970.2. This means again, how many times is each of the quantities coming? A is coming once, twice and thrice, right? So each of these quantities is coming thrice. This means 3 times A plus B plus C plus D plus E is less than or equal to 5 times 970.2, which is 5 to the 10, carry 1, we'll have 1 here, 5 7 is the 35, carry 3, 5 9 is the 45, plus 3 is 48. And again this is P is less than or equal to 4851 divided by 3, or P is less than or equal to 3 1s are 3, 3 6 are 18, 3 1s are 3, 3 7s are 21. So we'll have two conclusions. P is greater than or equal to 1540 and P is less than or equal to 1670. What exactly are we asked? We are asked which of the following can be the radius of the circular path. So from the solution itself we can assume that we need to first calculate the range of the radius and see which of the options satisfies that range, right? So we know that P is equal to 2 pi r. This is the formula for the circumference of a circle, right? So 2 pi r is less than or equal to 1617 but greater than or equal to 1540. This means pi r is greater than or equal to and less than or equal to 1540 divided by 2 and 1617 divided by 2. Then we can also take pi as 7 by 22 as 22 by 7, and when it will go to the left hand side and the right hand side it will reverse, right? So firstly we can write it as 1540 divided by 2 and 1617 divided by 2, and then we can divide the whole range that we are getting for r by pi. So we will get r is less than greater than or equal to 1540 divided by 2 pi but less than or equal to 1617 divided by 2 pi, right? Now putting pi equals 22 by 7, what we will get is 1540 times 7 divided by 2 times 22. It will reverse by, because pi is in the denominator. This is less than or equal to r, which is less than or equal to 1617 times 7 divided by 2 times 22. So this is what the range will be. Again 22 7s are 154, 0 to 35 times 7. What is 35 times 7? 35 times 7 is 7 5s are 7 5s are 35, 7 3s are 21 plus 3 is 24. So r is greater than or equal to 245 but less than or equal to, let's try to solve this. 1617 times 7 divided by 2 times 22. So 1617 times 7 divided by 44. This will come out to be 257.25. 257.25. So this is the final range that we got for pi, for r. So the radius is greater than or equal to 245 meters, but the radius is less than or equal to 257.25 meters. Which the only option that satisfies this range is option D, 250 meters. So option D is the correct answer. A few of you were able to solve this. Om and Shrey were able to solve this. There are other people who have answered this as well. Umang has answered E. Tequila has said that it's D. Yes, it is D. The correct answer, option D. Let me post the next question. Try to solve the next one. So again, this is a comparatively easy one. The last one was slightly harder, right? Okay. Trey, Shubhodeep, great guys, you have already solved this. Again, I will not reveal the answer. Try to solve this. You have 30 more seconds. Is this also a PYQ? Yes, I think it is a PYQ. I'm not really sure. If you have solved this, then that is good. If you have not, then we can solve it right now. Okay. D 600 Jai Om. Everyone is saying 600. So I think the answer, we can all agree that it is definitely 600. The time is also over. So yes, some of you were able to get it correct. The question is pretty simple. A boat is stationed at the north of a lighthouse is making an angle of 30 degree with the top of the lighthouse. Simultaneously, another boat is stationed at the east of the same lighthouse is making an angle of 45 degree with the top of the lighthouse. What will be the shortest distance between these two boats? So let me just draw a lighthouse here. Let's say this is the lighthouse, right? Let's say this is the lighthouse. Then let me define the directions. So this direction is north, this is east, this is south, and this is west. Okay, we are told that a boat is stationed at the north of the lighthouse. So there's the base of the lighthouse, and towards the north, which is right here, is a boat B1, and towards the east there is another boat B2 right here. Okay, we are told that there's, let's say this is the distance on the sea surface, the surface of the sea, the surface of the water. This is the distance between the bottom of the pole and the bottom of the lighthouse and B1. And let's say this is the distance between the bottom of the lighthouse and B2, right? Then we are told this angle and there's this angle, right? Okay, I hope this is clear. I hope the image is not too confusing. Just to reiterate, this is the lighthouse. This is the top of the lighthouse, so L1. This is the base of the lighthouse, so L2, right? And there's boat 1 towards the north, there's boat 2 towards the east. We are told this angle that is subtended by boat 1 to the top of the lighthouse is 30 degrees. And this angle that is subtended by boat 2 to the top of the lighthouse is 45 degrees. Another thing that you should consider is north and east are perpendicular to each other, right? These are perpendicular to each other right here. North and east are perpendicular to each other, so this angle will be 90 degree, and so will this angle, and so will this angle. So all of these angles are 90 degrees. All of these angles are 90 degrees. So all the three triangles involved. What three triangles? The triangle made by the lighthouse and the position of the boat. The triangle made by the lighthouse and the position of the boat 2. Both of them are triangles, right triangles. And the base of the lighthouse and the two boats. All of these 3 points also make a right angle triangle. All of these three triangles are right angle triangles. So we have three right angle triangles, L1, L2, B1, L1, L2, B2, and L2, B1, B2. All of these are right angle triangles, right? Now you are aware that in a 30, 60, 90 triangle, the side that is opposite to 30 degree, let's say, is K. The side opposite to the angle 30 degree is K. Then it turns out that the side that is opposite to 60 degrees is K root 3, will be K root 3. And the side that is opposite to 90 degrees will be 2K, right? And we also know that in a 45, 45, 90 triangle, if this is M and this will also be M. Why? Because it is an isosceles triangle. And 90 degree, the side that is opposite to the 90 degree angle will be the hypotenuse. This will be the largest side, and this will be equal to M root 2. Now, if you look carefully, which side are the common between these two? This is the 30, 60, 90 triangle. This is the 45, 45, 90 triangle, right? Which side is common between both of them? The side that is common between both of them is L1, L2, right? This is the side that is common between both of them. And L1, L2 is nothing but the height of the lighthouse. The height of the lighthouse is 300 feet. So L1 and L2, which is 300 feet, is common to both of them. This means that K is equal to 300 feet and M is equal to 300 feet. Now look at the triangle L2, B1, B2. Remember, we are trying to find the shortest distance between boat 1 and boat 2. Assume both the boats are of negligible dimensions. What will be the shortest distance between these two boats? The shortest distance between these two boats will be the line between them. The line between them will be the hypotenuse of this triangle L1, B1, B2, right? Let me draw this triangle here, right? This is L2, the base of the lighthouse. This is boat 1, this is boat 2, right? So what is B1, L2? B1, L2, which is this one, is opposite to the 60 degree angle. It is opposite to the 60 degree angle. It will be equal to K root 3, which means this will be equal to 300 root 3. B1, L2 will be equal to 300 root 3, right? This one, L2, B2. L2, B2 is opposite the 45 degree angle. It will be also equal to M. So both the height of the lighthouse and L2, B2 will be equal to M. So this will also be 300. Now this is 300, this is 300 root 3, this is the 90 degree angle. We can just apply the Pythagoras theorem, right? So according to the Pythagoras theorem, we will have B1, B2 whole squared is equal to L2, B1 whole squared plus L2, B2 whole squared. So B1, B2 whole squared will be equal to 300 root 3 whole squared, which is 900 times 100, which is 90,000, times 3, which is 27,000. 90,000 times 3, which is 2,70,000, plus 300 squared, which is again 90,000. So this means B1, B2 is whole squared will be 3,60,000, or B1, B2 will be equal to 600. I solved it using Pythagoras theorem. For those of you who are able to see it, this is 300, this is 300 root 3. This means this is also a 30, 60, 90 triangle. This will be 30 degrees, this will be 60 degrees. Why? Because the ratios satisfy. So just double this, which is 600 feet. This will be your answer. So you can go both ways. In the end, you will find that option D is the correct answer. Okay. So many of you were able to solve it. It's a good thing. I think we can go to the next one. Okay. Why does the thumbnail show Maruti sir's photo when the teacher is someone else? Good question. I think Maruti sir got busy. Again, he is a busy person, right? So I hope I'm not too bad in taking this session. If you have any feedback as to how we can improve, you can send that to support@cracku.in. I'm unable to see Cracku team. Can you share the link to attempt the questions? To attempt the questions, it is cracku.in/live. cracku.in/live. Okay. Just done with snap. Aditya says Aditya has just taken snap. That is a good thing. What's the structure for today's session? We are just going to solve questions. We are done with 2. There are 8 more left. Just questions for today. Can you share the link? I'm not able to find the link. Time and work only link there. Just go to cracku.in/live. What is a good number of attempt in XAT? That depends on the difficulty level, right? Typically, we are supposed to solve around. Typically, I would say that around 8 to 10 questions in quants should suffice to clear the section cutoff. But again, it depends on the percentile that you're targeting, and it also depends on the difficulty level of the paper, right? Can we use trigonometric formula for solving it? Yes, you can do that. In fact, you can derive the whole ratio k root 3 and 2k and m and m root 2 using the trigonometry ratios, right? So sine 30 degree, sine 60 degree, all of them you can use to get the same idea. Sort of, you will get k root 3 and 2k, m and m root 2. We are only solving 8 questions for covering full arithmetic. No, we are solving 10 questions, I think. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think around 10 questions are there. So is it possible to crack XAT with regular college? I think it is possible. A lot of people do it. Isn't the angle taken incorrectly? I think it should be BL1 as 30. Okay, we'll get into it. BL1 as 30. Okay, we'll see that. Is it wise to attempt all questions in XAT? Well, that depends on your practice level. If you practice too much, you can be sort of, sometimes we have that hint that, okay, we can attempt many questions with fair enough accuracy. So for that, mocks become important. You can't go blindfolded without any preparation and attempt all of the questions, because that is obviously very likely going to go against you. So if you're sure that your attempts are going to be helpful, then you can sort of attempt all of the questions, again, given if you have enough time. Okay, that time is over. Solve it. Shrey, Akuju, Venkata Sai Kiran, Om, all of you are correct. I think the answer is indeed 90. The taxis plying in Wasseypur have the following fare structure: 20 rupees for the first 2 kilometers, 5 for every kilometer in excess of 2 kilometers, and up to 10 kilometers, and rupees 8 for every kilometer in excess of 10 kilometers. Bullock carts, on the other hand, charge rupees 2 per kilometer. Sada Khan takes a taxi from the Wasseypur railway station to his home. On the way, at a distance of 14 km from the railway station, he meets Faisal Khan and gets down from the taxi to talk to him. Later, he takes a bullock cart to reach his home. He spends a total of 102 rupees to reach his home from the railway station. How far is his home from the railway station in kilometers? So let's draw the whole route that Sardar Khan took. Let's say this is the whole route. This is where he began. He began at the Wasseypur railway station, right? So this is the railway station, and this is his home. In the way, he met his friend Faisal. We are told that at a distance of 14 km from the railway station, he meets Faisal Khan. So this distance is 14 kilometers. And gets down the taxi to talk to him. Later, he takes a bullock cart to reach his home. Again, so let's talk about the fare structure. We have two kind of vehicles. We have the taxis that are plying in Wasseypur, and we have the bullock carts. So for taxis and for bullock carts, for the taxis, the fare structure is something like this. If you are going for first 2 kilometers, the fare will be a fixed 20 rupees, regardless of whether you are taking 1 kilometer or 2 kilometers. the charge is fixed, you have to pay 20 rupees. Then for the next, how many? 2 to 8. So more than 2 but less than 10. If you are traveling more than 2 kilometers but less than 10 kilometers, you will have to pay 5 rupees each kilometer, for each kilometer, per kilometer. ₹5 per kilometer. This is 20 rupees fixed, not per kilometer, but this is 5 rupees per kilometers. Then the third range is greater than 10 kilometers. So the distance that you travel is greater than 10 kilometers. In excess of 10 kilometers, you will have to pay ₹8 per kilometer. Right? For the bullock cart, the case is very simple. Charge ₹2 per kilometer regardless of how much distance you travel. So ₹2 per kilometer always. Right? This means we can sort of erase these categories. There are no categories involved here. We are told that Sardar Khan spent a total of 102 to reach his home from railway station. So in this whole journey, he spent 102 kilometers. Now we know that this is 14 kilometers. This first part where he meets Faisal from the railway station, he travels 14 kilometers. So what is the total distance, total amount that he spends in this 14 kilometers? So 14 we can write it as 2, the first 2 kilometers. Then the next 8 kilometers, which is 8 plus 2, which is 10. Then the next 4 kilometers. These will have different charges, right? So the first 2 kilometers will have the charge 20 rupees. The next 8 kilometers from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 will have the charge 5 rupees per kilometer. And the next 4 will have the charge 8 rupees per kilometer. 8 plus 2 plus 4 is 14 kilometers is the total distance that he has traveled from the Wasseypur railway station to Faisal. What is the total amount? In the first case, the amount is simply 20. In the second case, the amount is 5 times 8, which is 40. In the third case, the amount is 8 times 4, which is 32. The total comes out to be 4 plus 3 plus 2, which is 9, 92 rupees. Remember that he spent a total of 102 rupees. So the remaining expense is equal to 102 minus 92, which is rupees 10. Right? This rupees 10 is the expense from Faisal, from the location of Faisal to his home, and he traveled this distance by the bullock cart. Right? Later he takes a bullock cart to reach his home. So if this distance, let's say, is k, and there's 2 rupees charge per kilometer for bullock cart, the total amount spent is 10. This means k is equal to 10 divided by 2, which is equal to 5 kilometers. So from the location of Faisal to his home, the total distance is 5 kilometers. From railway station to Faisal, the total distance is 14 kilometers. This means the total distance D is equal to 14 plus 5, which is 19 kilometers. So the correct answer is option D, option C. Okay. Those of you who got it right, great. Let's see. So in Z there is a mix of QA and DI, right? So in how many questions can get us cutoffs clear? Again, 8 to 10 questions should suffice for everyone. Again, there are no categories in Z, so 8 to 10 attempts should be good, provided that you have done a significant amount of questions in other sections. But again, I want to also point out, as I did earlier, that the difficulty level also matters. If the quant is very difficult, then the level of attempts to clear the cutoff might differ. And okay, same goes for verbal and for decision making and so on. So let's move on to the next question. Try to solve this one. Slightly easier. What is 99 percentile in QADI section? Last year, I think it went to around 20 or 19 marks, I think. If you're talking about the 19 percentile, if you're talking about the overall, I think it was around 30 to 33. Isn't this set theory? Yeah, it is set theory. For XLRI, what's the ideal questions to attend per section with 100% accuracy? If you're talking about 100% accuracy, and if you really want to, like, I would say around 15 questions in QADI, around 9 to 10 in DM, around 15 in verbal should make up for a great score, or around 12 in verbal, right? If you're not that good in quants, then I would suggest that you attempt at least 11, I think 10, 11 questions here. 10 should be in DM, and around, if you attempt around 9 to 10 here as well, I think that should be a great score. How do you get 100% accuracy in DM? Just practice questions, right? Can't really do anything else. There are people who have gotten great scores in DM, and these are people who are not necessarily great in verbal as well. So if you are really scared of DM because it has a verbal aspect, then that shouldn't be something that you should be worried about. You can just practice sectional tests that we have, and the overall mocks, the total mocks, to get better. Yeah, 30 is a good target to have. Again, if you are really talking about targets, and targets can be much higher, right? It doesn't matter what we can target. Target should be, I think an ideal target should be 50, should be 40, because that should give you a nice sort of frame of reference to go after. If you are going after 30, then that you might be disappointed by getting less than 30, because that might not sort of give you much to work with, much of a score to work with, and going ahead in the interviews. Will there be a YT session for DM as well? We'll think about it. I will discuss it. Okay. The time is over. Let's solve this very easy question. A computer program was tested 300 times before its release. It turns out that we don't need this number at all. This number is not needed, right? Let's make a Venn diagram here. The testing was done in 3 stages, 100 tests each. So each stage has 100 tests. The software failed 15 times in stage 1, 12 times in stage 2, and 8 times in stage 3. 6 times both in stage 1 and stage 2, 7 times both in stage 2 and stage 3, and 4 times both in stage 1 and stage 3, and 4 times in all the 3 stages. How many times the software failed in a single stage only? So consider the Venn diagram. Not well. Wait. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So this is fail in stage 1. this is fail in stage 2, and this is fail in stage 3. In stage 1, the total fails were 15. In stage 2, the total fails were 12. In stage 3, the total fails were 8. 4 times in all the 3 stages. So the number of fails in all the 3 stages is 4. This is equal to 4. We are told that 6 times there was fails in stage 1 and stage 2. So 1 and 2, which means this area, is equal to 6. The 4 is already here, so this will be 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. F1 and F2 are both equal. The area that overlaps them is equal to 6. The area that overlaps between 2 and 3, stage 2 and stage 3, F2 and F3 is equal to 7. Therefore, if this is 4, this should be 3. 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. 4 times in both stage 1 and stage 3. So F1 and F3, this whole area, the sum of it is 4. This is 4 already, so this will be 0. This is 15, so 4 plus 2 is 6. 15 minus 6 is 9. Right? 4 plus 3 plus 2 is 9. 12 minus 9 is 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. 8 minus 7 is 1. This means these many people, this is the whole distribution of how many failures were there in each of the stages, right? So let's calculate. What are we asked? How many times the software failed in a single stage only? So the single stage only, software has failed 9 plus 3 plus 1, which is 12 times. Right? The correct answer is option 9 plus 3 plus 1. Have I done something wrong? I think I've done something wrong, right? 9 plus 2 plus 4, 3, 3, 12, and 4, 3, 1. 9, 3 plus 1. Right? This is 13. Okay. Option B is the correct answer. Again, this question could have been slightly more interesting. How? They could have asked how many times the software passed, right? For example, how many times did the software pass in the stage 1 only, right? In that case, we will consider the failure in stage 2, 3 and 1 only, and also this one, none. There are 300 times, right? This 9 plus 2 plus 3, which is 14, 15. 14 plus 4 is 18, 18 plus 3 is 21, 21 plus 1 is 22. So none means the software did not fail any time. This will be 300 minus 21, which is 30, 29 minus 2, which is 27. So 279 will be the number when the software did not fail in any of the stages. So if the question were to ask you how many times did the software did not fail in stage 1, then here did not fail in stage 1, here it will not fail in stage 1, this will not fail in stage 1, and 279 also does not fail in stage 1. So 279 plus 1, 280, plus 6 is 286. So that could have been a much more interesting question, because some of you might, some of the people might have missed the whole dichotomy of fail versus pass, right? So I think that was not really utilized in this question. In that sense, the question might be slightly boring, right? The last bit again, 9 plus 3 plus 1 is equal to 13. Again, 4 plus 2 is 6, 4 plus 3 is 7, 4 plus 0 is 4. These overlapping areas, the numbers that have been given to us. This circle, the whole sum is 15. 4 plus 2 is 6, so this must be 9. This circle, the whole sum is 12. 3 plus 4 plus 2 is 9, so this must be 3. Similarly, 4 plus 3 is 7, this must be 1 in order for the F3 circle to sum up to 8, right? Let's move ahead to the next question. I hope you were able to understand. Question interesting. Yeah, see, all of the inputs that lie outside the F1 circle are passing in F1, in stage 1. The circle F1 is all the times, all the different instances where the software failed in stage 1, right? So there are 9 instances in the software failed only in stage 1. there were two instances in which the software failed, both in stage 1 and in stage 2, but not in stage 3. There are 4 instances where the software failed in all of these stages. Outside of this, remember, the trial happened total of 300 times. The trial was done a total of 300 times. So if you sum all of this, if you subtract that from 300, this is the number, this 279 is the number when the software succeeded in all the 3 stages, right? It is succeeded all the 3 stages. So if I were to ask you, when in how many times did the software succeed in F1, then here it will succeed in F1, here it will succeed in F1, here it will succeed in F1, here it will succeed in F1. Outside the F1 circle, it is S1 succeeding in S1, right? So that would have been much more of a interesting question, right? Why 21 and not 22? Which one are you talking about? 21 is 9 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 1. So 4 plus 3 plus 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10, 10 plus 12 is 22. Okay, so I should have subtracted 22. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so the result would have been 278. 278 is the number where the software is succeeding always in all 3 stages, right? Again, the question would have been interesting if we went that way, but the question was quite boring. Let's solve the next one. Okay, this one is slightly, okay, not this one. This one is easy as well. So try to solve this. For VLR 15, DM 18 and QADI 18, will I get 99 plus percentile overall? If you're talking about attempts, then I'm not sure. If you're talking about accurate, good attempts, right? Then 36 plus 15 is a great score. 36 plus 15, which is 51, is a great score. It should go about 99.99 for sure. 99.98, 99.9 for sure. No score marks. I'm not sure I understood that. Sir, for some strange reason, I am unable to take questions from Cracku Live. Can you share the link, please? It should be cracku.in/live. If you are not able to go, then there might be some issues. So try to solve it here as well. It's not 12K. It's actually 120K. 12,000. It's not 12,000. It's 1,20,000. Okay, a lot of you are answering A. I think it should be correct. I think there is another live session going on. That's why you are not able to join. Leave it. You can solve it here. It's not only for paid students, but I think there is another live session going on. So leave it. Just solve it here. Om Suman Saptarshi Umang Venkata Saikaran Priya Sharma Amna. Yes, A is the correct answer. Let's try to solve this. Ramesh bought a mobile from a local store. He paid 1/6 of the price via UPI. So let's say total price was 6K, right? UPI he paid 1/6. What is 1/6 of 6K? 1/6 of 6K is just K. And 1/3 of the price via cash. And 1/3 of 6K is nothing but 6K times 1 by 3, which is 2K. This is 6K times 1 by 3. This is 6K times 1 by 6. He agreed to pay the balance amount a year later. So what is left? The amount that is left to be paid is 6K minus 2K plus K, which is 3K. This is the amount that we are still to pay. While paying back the balance amount, Ramesh made 10% interest on the balance amount If the interest paid was 6,000, what was the total price of the mobile? So he paid 10% interest on this amount. So the interest paid is equal to 10% of 3K, right? 10% of the remaining amount, which will be equal to 10 divided by 100 times 3K, which is 0.3K. This interest is equal to 6,000 rupees, right? We are told that 0.3K, which is the interest paid, is equal to 6,000 rupees. This means that K is equal to 6,000 divided by 0.3, which is equal to 60,000 divided by 3, which is equal to 20,000. Now what are we asked? We are asked what was the original price of the mobile. The original price was 6K, right? So original price is equal to 6K is equal to 6 times 20,000 is equal to 1,20,000, right? 6 times 2 is 12. The correct answer is option A, 120K. Okay. So this was easy. Is this the level of Z questions? Yeah, you can see it doesn't really matter. Not all of the questions might be like this, but there might be some questions that are just sitters. So you should be able to recognize when and where these questions are. You can't just expect all of the questions to be difficult and not solve any of them. Some of them might look difficult, might instead be easy. You don't really know. Right? Let's solve this one. This is a slightly lengthy one and not that easy. Okay. This would be interesting if they made it into an installment questions later. Yeah, maybe it might become an installment question. Then that would be an interesting one indeed. This will be the last question for today. We are running out of time. Okay. So just solve this. We'll discuss this and then we will move on to the next one. Right. I think this is a PYQ. Yes, it is a PYQ. I scored 27.55 in the Z free mock. How much more is required to 99 percentile? I think you will need 5 marks more, 5 to 6 marks more, Shubham. 27.55, 10.25, 9.25, 9.25. I think the distribution is very even and that is a great thing. Again, you can work a little bit more in quants as well as in VLR. And you can still go higher. How much time is left? 48 seconds. Quant's important topics for that. Arithmetic is important, I think. Arithmetic, then comes algebra. Then after that, modern maths is something that also carries much weight. But algebra, arithmetic, and geometry, just like in CAT, they're also very important for that, right? Okay, the time is over. Let's discuss the solution. Ram and Shyam form a partnership with Shyam as working partner and start a business by investing 4,000 and 6,000 rupees respectively. The conditions of partnership were as follows. The first condition was in case of profits till 220,000 per annum. It should be 200,000, right? Per annum. Profits would be shared in the ratio of the invested capital. Profits from 200,001 until 400,000, Shyam will take 20% out of the profit before the division of remaining profits, which will then be based on the ratio of invested capital. Profits in excess of 400,000, Shyam would take 35% of the out of the profits beyond 400,000 before the division of remaining profits, which will then be based on the ratio of invested capital. So suppose I make 1 million profit, 1 million rupees profit. The first 200,000 of it I will distribute in the ratio in just in the ratio of invested capital, right? I will remove those 200,000. Then I am left with some amount, right? Then I will take the next 200,000, the 400,000, 200,000, 1 till 400,000. I will take them, and out of it, 20% of the profit, right? It will be taken out by Shyam, and the remaining will be divided in the ratio of invested capital. And lastly, whatever amount is left, 35% of it will go to Shyam, and the remaining will be divided in the ratio of invested capital. Now, what is the ratio of invested capital? The ratio of invested capital is 4:6 for Ram and Shyam. This is nothing but 2:3. Right? Now, let's assume, let's take the first 200,000. Right? In the first 200,000, it will just be divided in the ratio of their profits, right? In the ratio of their investments. So 200,000 will be divided in the ratio of 2:3. How much will Shyam get? Shyam will get Shyam's share will be equal to 3 divided by 2 plus 3, right? Times 200,000, which is 3 divided by 5 times 200,000, which is 60% of 200,000, which is 120,000, right? Then the next 200,000. Remember, 200,001 to 400,000, the total amount is 200,000, right? 200,001 till 400,000. This will be Shyam's share. So first he will take 20% out of it. 20% out of it he will take, right? So what is 20% of 200,000? 20% of 200,000 is 40,000, right? Times 20 divided by 100, 2 to the 4, yeah, 40,000, right? Then comes the remaining 80%. How much amount is left? The amount that is left is 160,000 left remaining, which is the remaining is 80%. This is nothing but 160,000. This will be divided in the ratio of their invested in the ratio of their investment. How much is their investment? It is 2:3. So this will be 3 divided by 2 plus 3 times 160,000, which is nothing but 3 times 16, which is 48. 48 divided by 5 is 9.6. So this will be 96,000. Right? So what is the total? Total will be these two. This will come out to be 108,000. So initially it was 120,000. Now it will be 108,000. Right? Now think about it. What is the total? Total is 120,000 plus 108,000 This is nothing but 138,000, right? Now we are told the total share of Shyam was 367,000. The total share of Shyam was 367,000. This means the remaining that he still has to earn from the amount that is left. Remember, we first took out 200,000, and we again took out some amount. Then the remaining will be 367,000 minus 138,000. This remaining turns out to be 9, 36, 35. We will have 22, 2 to 9, 000. Right? The remaining amount was excess of 400,000. Shyam will take 35% of the profit of the total amount, and then after that he will distribute it. They will distribute it according to their investments. So let's say that the remaining amount is R, right? Shyam will take 0.35 R plus they will distribute the rest of it, which is 3 over 3 plus 2 times 0.65 R. This will be Shyam's share out of the remaining amount. So he will take 0.35 of the remaining amount. Then the remaining that is not been shared, that has not been taken by Shyam, which is 0.65 R, will be taken in the ratio of their investments. This will come out to be 0.35 R plus 0.6 times 0.65, which is 6 5s are 30, 6 6 are 36 plus 3, which is 39, 0.390, right? 6 5s are 30, 6 6 are 36 plus 3 is 39. This will be 9 plus 5, 14, 3 plus 3 is 6, 0.74 R. So 0.74 R will be the share of Shyam out of the remaining amount. What is the remaining amount? Now this share comes out to be 229,000. So 0.74 R comes out to be 229,000. This means R will be 229,000 divided by 0.74. So we'll have 229,000 divided by 0.74. This comes out to be 309,459. Close to 309,459. Remember, we took 40,000 earlier, right? Uh, 200,000. This comes out to be 509,459. Let's check the options. 55000 should be the correct answer. I think I've gotten some calculation wrong. Okay, I think I should have taken 400,000 here. Wait, let me fix it. The next will be next 400,000. Okay, so next 400,000, the share will come out to be Shyam's share will come out to be 20% of 400,000, which is 80,000, right? And then the remaining, which is 120,000, he will distribute it in terms of 60% of it, which is let me erase it. The remaining is 120,000. Out of this, Shyam will take, not this should be 400,000. 400,000 minus 80,000. This should be 32,000. 320,000. Out of this, Shyam will take 3/5, which is 60%. So 3/5 times 320,000 comes out to be 60% of 320,000, which is 192,000. These are the amounts that we should be adding. So we'll add 192,000 here. We'll get 312,000 and the remaining amount, which is 367 minus 312,000. Let's see. Okay, out of this, this should be equal to 0.74 R should be equal to 55,000. So this means 55,000 divided by 0.74, 74324 is what we get, plus 40,000. I think I'm doing some error here. Wait. D is correct. Yes. I think I got something wrong here. Wait, let me start over. So, first of all, we are given that Ram and Shyam form a partnership with Shyam as working partner and start a business by investing 4,000 and 6,000. So, their investments are in the ratio 2:3. In case of profits till 200,000 per annum, profits would be shared in the ratio of invested capital. Okay. Profits from 200,001 till 400,000, Shyam would take 20% out of the profit before the division of the remaining profits, which will then be based on the ratio of the invested capital. Okay. And profit in excess of 400,000, Shyam would take 35% out of the profits beyond 400,000 before the division of the remaining profits, which will then be based on a ratio of invested capital. If Shyam's share in particular year was 367,000, which option indicates the total business profit for that year? Okay, let's try to redo it. So first we have 200,000 per annum. The profits would be shared in the ratio of invested capital. In the first one, we will have 3/5 times 200,000. This will simply be equal to 12,000, 120,000, right? The second one, from 200,000 to 400,000, Shyam would take 20% out of the profit. Okay, so again, this should be 200,000 itself. 20% of 200,000 would be 40,000 plus 3/5 times the remaining 80%, which is 0.8 times 20,000, which is 160,000. This will come out to be 40K plus 96K, which is 136,000. Okay, I think this is the error that I made. Okay, so which means that till now Shyam has earned 136,000 plus 120,000, which is 256,000. Till now, this is how much Shyam has earned, right? And the total is 367,000. So the remaining earnings are 367,000 minus 256,000, which is 111,000. This is the remaining earnings. 367 minus 256. Let me see if everything is correct. 3/5 of 160,000. 160 plus 40 is 20. Okay, seems correct. The third one is he will take 35% of remaining, and he'll also take 3/5 of 35% of remaining, of 65% of remaining. So his earnings will be 0.35 hour plus 3/5 times 0.65 hour. This will be 0.35 hour plus 0.39 hour. This will be 0.74 hour. Now the remaining amount of 111,000, again not divisible. I think I am doing some error here. I'm not able to see it. Those of you who have gotten it right, maybe can correct me. So 111,000 divided by 0.74. Okay, 150,000 is what we get, and the previously we had 400,000 as well, right? Yes. So the previously we had, so this gives 0.74 R is equal to 111,000, which means R is equal to 150,000. Okay. Since R comes out to be 150,000, what is the total amount? Total amount will be equal to the previous 200,000 plus the 200,000 after that plus this 150,000. Therefore, the total will be 2 plus 2 plus 1, which is 550,000. Right? The correct answer should be option D. Okay. I think I did some error in addition here. Last time I did it 108. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Okay, I think it should be fine now. If you have any doubts, just let me know. Somebody was asking about this one. Why this should be 30 degrees, right? Somebody was asking about this question. Okay. Am I saying, can you please explain from the subtraction part again? Subtraction. So subtraction, this one, right? See, the first part is this one, 200,000. This is the first part, 200,000. He will get 3/5 of the 200,000, which is 120,000. Definitely he will get. Then for the next 200,000, so this is the first 200,000, then the 200,001 to 400,000, which is the next 200,000. He will get 20% first. So he'll just get 20% of 200,000, which is 40,000. Then the remaining amount, which is 160,000, will be distributed in the ratio of their investment, which is 3/5 of that 160,000. So you'll simply get 136,000. Whatever the remaining amount is, we know for sure, because see, for the first 400,000, he can only make this much amount of profit, this much amount of earnings. So from the first 400,000, Shyam can only earn 256,000 rupees. So where is the rest amount coming from? The remaining amount, 111,000, where is it coming from? It is coming from the third part. So we know for sure that the total amount is greater than 400,000. So what is the remaining amount? The remaining amount that is contributing to 111,000. How is it contributing? 35% of the remaining amount is going to Shyam, definitely. Then the remaining 3/5 of the 60% is also going to Shyam, right? So 35% of the remaining amount goes to Shyam. Then 3/5 of the 65% of the remaining amount also goes to Shyam. If we calculate this, we will get 0.74 hour, which means in total 0.74, which is 74% of the remaining amount is going to Shyam. This 74% is equal to 111,000. So when we put it in the calculator, we will get R is equal to 111,000 divided by 0.74, which is 150,000. So 150,000 is the remaining amount. Okay, so 150,000 is the remaining amount that Shyam would have earned. What this means is that the total amount, which is the first 200,000, the next 200,000 and 150,000, the total profit was this 550,000. Won't that be 20% on 4 lakh? No, see, I got confused there as well. Initially I was doing it correct. There, due to some calculation error, I thought I am not doing it correct. But essentially it is written, right? Profits from 200,001 to 400,000. What is 200,001 to 400,000? 200,000, right? How many numbers are there? 200,001, 200,002, 200,003, and so on, all the way up to 400,000. What is the difference? The total numbers are 200,000 again. So the first 200,000, the next 200,000, and the last whatever is left, right? So therefore we will calculate this 20% on the next 200,000. So this will be 40,000 calculated on the next 200,000. Whatever is left, which is 160,000, it will be divided in the ratio of their investments. Okay, understood? Okay, thanks. Great. Okay guys, that was a great session. I think we had some technical glitches going on, but I think we'll end the session here. Okay, thanks for joining in. We have taken your inputs that you were talking about, that there should be some marathon sessions on DM and so on. So we will make sure that we will do those sessions in the future. Okay, apart from that, if you have any suggestions, you can post, you can sort of send us to cracku.in. And yeah, that's it. Again, XAT 2026 crash course is live for 3 weeks. Make sure to subscribe to it. We have great mocks, we have great sections for you lined up. Thanks for watching.